So you asked to put a ring on it and they said yes. Now what? What's up, everyone? It's Citizen Kev here. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. It's probably, honestly, from what I've been told, marriage can be one of the best things us humans can experience on this earth. Hoping that you will just get to enjoy every bit of it and just love every moment of it. Okay, so my first tip. Tip number one is just breathe. Take a moment, take a second to take it all in. You'll have plenty of time to do all the wedding planning and everything else. Just kick back and be happy in the fact that someone said yes and that you two will potentially be happy together for the rest of your lives. Tip two, I would say, is pick a date. At least a month. Think of the month that you might want to have your wedding in. Try to be mindful of the weather, how your guest list, actually, believe it or not, because you may not want to have grandma and them out there in the sun in the middle of July if you live down in the south. Or you may not want to have your wedding in November if you're up north, like Ohio. After the month, maybe you can settle down the day, but at least get the month in, get the month down. Next up, I would say go ahead and discuss the budget. Because honestly, budget is kind of going to be the driving factor of everything else that you do. It's going to determine which venue you get, what floors you use, what photographers, videographers you use, everything. So go ahead and have that conversation with your partner and decide on how much it is that you guys want to spend. And also, believe it or not, actually talk about, is this a hard number or not? Because you'll be surprised that some people figure a budget is kind of more so a guideline as opposed to others feeling that it's the hard numbers that you need to stick to. Tip three would be to make sure that you discuss exactly what it is that you are looking for in your wedding with your partner, because both of you may have completely different ideas. One of you may want to have a country themed wedding, while the other one may want to have an ultra modern, very chic type wedding. You guys should both definitely talk about that. Fellas, I'm sorry if you already had an idea of what you wanted your wedding to look like. It's probably going to be trumped by your wife, just because, as we all know, it's kind of her day. So go ahead and kind of just try to work in what it is that you want, but be extremely open-minded to making sure that you provide your future queen with what all that she wants in her wedding. Next up, I would probably nail down my bridesmaids, groomsmen, and talk to your parents. Make sure that you have your parents kind of incorporated both sides, not just one side, because you don't want one side feeling left out, but bring in both sides and kind of get their ideas and their takes on what it is that you guys can maybe possibly incorporate in your wedding. By bringing in your parents or consulting with your groomsmen and bridesmaids, it actually kind of helps alleviate some of the stress or tension that might be developed between the two of you. Just think about it. If it's just the two of you making all the decisions, then there's that you versus me type thing that can kind of start to develop. And that's not really what you want to start your marriage off with. I would suggest, if you have a question or if there's kind of a really hard, both you are feeling one way, she's feeling the other way, go ahead and consult maybe your maid of honor and your best man. Leave it up to those two to kind of make that decision. As long as it doesn't go out of budget, utilize the tools that you have around you to help make those decisions, to kind of make the whole process go a little bit more smoothly. After getting your month down, your budget down, talking to your parents and getting your groomsmen and bridesmaid, maid of honor, best man down, I would say everything else kind of can just fall into place for the most part. I know there's a lot of you out there who are probably going to listen to that piece and just go screaming and hollering, but I mean, once you have like the month and everything, or the venue, I guess, the venue would be something that you definitely need to nail down, because if you don't have a venue, then you can't really do anything else. But after that, everything else you can kind of just schedule in any kind of order that you want. Oh, last thing, guys, before I forget, make sure that you're communicating throughout all of the process. Communication will make sure that you guys are always on the same page, that you both are always happy with the entire process. Will there be differences? Sure. But you want to make sure that at least throughout all of your differences and everything, that you guys are still communicating about them. it won't do either one of you any good if one of you suffers in silence, because in the end it's just going to cause some friction. You don't want to start off on the wrong foot. You want to make sure that both of you are as happy as you possibly can be throughout this entire process. Let me know, you guys, what you guys did. Those of you who this video kind of really applies to right now at this moment. Most of you hopefully will possibly be able to benefit from this video in the future, but those of you who are in it right now, just drop some comments below. Those of you who have future plans to do so, drop your comments too. This way you can kind of maybe give me an idea on what Citizen Rissa and I can do with our wedding that's coming up kind of soon. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until I see you next week, don't forget to do good, be good, feel good. I'll catch you later.